Entrepreneurs, the bankers, the governments, and everyone else studying and watching Bitcoin, all I have to say is that there will probably be a lot of volatility and an upward trajectory, and to buckle up.
I don't know what time it is. I don't know how on the record we are, but Mike Hearn, wait, just fine. Mike Hearn, who is one of the preeminent core developers in the Bitcoin community who works for R3, it'll be in the New York Times any minute, has broken up with Bitcoin today. He has said it's a failed experiment. And he believes that the future state for this technology, the distributed ledger and blockchain state, it can be divorced from the technology and, in fact, needs to be successful.
I mean, I don't understand how Amir, you can say people aren't allowed to participate. I mean, look, this was all born out of a paper that was written in 2008, and the paper, great paper, but to implement something like this, it's just not going to happen. Quite frankly, I think the whole thing's kind of silly.
But it's working, and it's working. Hang on.
Days to implement something over the computer, some new currency, and you think that all of a sudden this is going to take off, that's a pipe dream. That is just not going to happen, even though some of these things that you're saying might be true. There might be elements of it that are true.
Okay.
I'm just talking nonsense.
Paul, what is your opinion of disruptive digital currencies such as Bitcoin? Do they in any way refute the idea that a currency must be backed by a government?
Okay. Yeah, that was, I mean, actually at this point, Bitcoin is not looking too good. And then you have somebody try and create Bitcoin, which is, there's nothing in the end. It's supposed to be purely self-fulfilling prophecy, purely meditating on itself, which is not impossible, but it's kind of unlikely. And
wouldn't the world be more efficient if individuals could deal directly in financial terms, much as they do in other markets? The reality, though, is that when you're transferring value, instruments of value, essentially money, you need to have trusted, centralized institutions that are accountable for the consequences of how that happens, the implications for not permitting money laundering or terrorist financing, which, of course, if you allow anonymous exchanges of value over the internet, is a big problem.
And you know, I think some people were looking for something, and they bought into it, and literally bought into it for a while, but it's not collapsed quite away. So no, the idea that there's something fundamental. I mean, if you're looking for the idea that a currency doesn't really have to be something physical, it can be something that's virtual, that's the system we already have. You know, and if you want it to be, I want a way to make payments electronically, that's, you know, credit cards. I mean, it's exactly what it is that this thing is supposed to be doing that we don't already mostly do.
I mean, this is a speculative bubble in a currency which doesn't exist, which has been invented by someone who we don't know, doesn't seem to be run by anybody. So it's just a game that people play. I mean, it's almost
And that's the only thing. It's got no assets underneath it. There's nothing standing behind it. And apparently, it's worth a lot of money. Well, I don't think I'm going to go there. I don't know if you are, John. But
well, it's a buying frenzy. There's no doubt about that. Digital payments are the future. Bitcoin is not that. Bitcoin is a step along the way and will eventually disintegrate and atrophy. But yes, digital currencies and digital payments are the future.
The argument, though, for cash, electronic cash, has been that a lot of that can get moved around too. The whole secrecy that goes into Bitcoin was that, oh, people can use this for untoward reasons without being tracked by the government.
So you have to play whack-a-mole with all these things. And so there are always going to be these other things, gold coins, uncut diamonds, now Bitcoin. But as long as you can't go spend them at the store, take them to the bank.
But you can't. I mean, with Bitcoin, that's the difference. People use it for their rent. They can buy all kinds of things online.
It's a very low scale now, and you can't go into the drugstore and use it. And they'll prevent it in the future. They're, you know, allowing innovation.
But there would be entrepreneurs who would kind of run a shadow economy system based on Bitcoin. So how would you see that play out?
It's just not going to happen. You're wasting your time.
So you think
when the DOJ calls someone up and says that's an illegal currency and it's against the laws of the United States of land, if you do it again, we'll put you in jail, it's over. So you really don't this is my personal opinion, there will be no real non-controlled currency in the world. There's no government that's going to put up with it for long. It's kind of cute now. A lot of the senators and Congress say, I support Silicon Valley innovation. There will be no currency that gets around government controls.
Anybody here want to take an opposite view? Anybody here want to take an opposite view?